Hello and welcome back. You're tuned into Revision Hub with Jazzy Jane. I'll be continuing to look at beliefs in society, which is an AQA sociology topic. So let's get cracking. And if you guys are all ready to go, please press the thumbs up button. Last video, just to recap for those of you who did not watch the last video or want a small little recap. So the recap is that we looked at Stark and Bainbridge's supply-led religion as well as an alternative to secularization. Before we continue, as I always keep on going on paper or flashcards, jot down what you remember from the last video. Please try to not look at your notes because then this will not be meaningful. The best way to do this is keep your notes aside, write down what you remember, go back to your notes, go back to my videos to see if you have remembered it correctly. And as you know, this mantra here is the key to success. Okay, let's look at the fundamentalist perspective. Fundamentalists is a type of group who has very traditional ideologies, very traditional beliefs. Giddens is also a fundamentalist, and Giddens found out that there are 5 main characteristics that fundamentalists inhibit. These characteristics include number 1, that they want everything literal. They don't want interpretations. This is supported by Aldridge, who also argues that fundamentalists always like literal things, they do not like interpretations. For example, God made the world in 7 days, then no interpretations there. It is literal, God made the world in 7 days, so God made the world in 7 days. There should be no interpretations there. Traditional beliefs is another element there. So they want traditional beliefs within society. As I mentioned, this is what the whole group is about, traditional, maintaining their roots. Their view is the correct view. That's what they believe. They argue that their view is their view and their view is actually the correct view. So that's what they want to know. So it's just the basic means that they are the ones who are correct and no one should challenge them. And the way that they try to stay correct, is that they rely on people and sources of wisdom and authority. Those include religious texts as well as the people of wisdom. For example, the aging population. For them to interpret the text, read the text, and tell them how they should live their life and how they should live a traditional life and follow those traditional beliefs and practices. So, as a result, them doing this, it allows them to have a correct view. And again, another key characteristics is that they be away from people who have different views. They keep their distance so that their views, traditional beliefs, are not changed or interfered with. Okay, so Giddens also, as I mentioned, is a fundamentalist, however, criticizes the fundamentalists. How do you think he might criticize this? Pause and have a think. For those of you who have got this right, let's see if you are actually correct. If you have not got this right, don't worry, we're going through it right now. So, Giddens, opposite to fundamentalists, argues that, you know what, we are open to other people's views, beliefs, and ideas, and as a result, we implement them into our life. And all of these things are possible due to something known as postmodernity. This is a key word which I looked at in my first video. So it's all because of an increase within choice that we have within everyday life, that we are able to have different views, beliefs, and ideas and practices. And as a result, it's a less traditional society that we implement. And Berman argues that this fundamentalism is caused due to the postmodern world. So, fundamentalism is caused because there's an increase within choice today, as we all know, postmodern society, where people are trying to change their views, beliefs, and practices. When these fundamentalists, these traditional groups, as Giddens mentioned, due to them having these characteristics, when they see postmodernity, when they see change, that's when the friction continues. That's when they come across and then they're like, no, your view's wrong, this. That's when they post their view. So actually, it's not fundamentalism that is causing people to be religious or change their beliefs or stuff like that, but rather it is actually postmodernity which is causing consequences within modern day society. Let's look at the postmodern response in detail. Castells, another sociologist, argues that there are 2 types of identities. One is obviously the project identity, who love change. These are like the postmodern society who want change. For example, the environmentalists. There are quite a few things in the news currently. You can use those as an example of project identity to support your answer. And whilst the other one is the resistant identity. Obviously, it's the opposite. They do not want any form of social change. So they want a traditional view. What do you think that traditional view is called? construct. It is a key word, so pause and have a think. If you've had to think of that, is the fundamentalist. Simply think of it as a magnet, where the project identity and resistant identity, one who wants change, the other one doesn't want change, they collide with each other, they never attract, they always repel, and as a result of them repelling, it causes consequences, it causes disharmony within modern day society. So think of it like that. Bruce argues another response. Bruce argues that it is globalization as opposed to postmodernity or just causing fundamentalism. And Aldrich argues that the interpretive text should not be there. That is a fundamentalist view. They believe one characteristics, there shouldn't be any form of interpretation of text. Everything should be literal. Okay, so Bruce argues, however, that is due to globalization, interconnectivity, barriers begin to disappear, no longer different, we're all part of one big society, that it causes interpretations. As a result of globalization, fundamentalism begins to arise. As you can see, project versus resistant identity, they begin to repel and consequences therefore cause it. But Bruce argues that it is globalization that's causing fundamentalism, as opposed to Giddens and as opposed to what I said, Castells, and as opposed to Berman, who looks at this and they say that, oh, it's not globalization that's causing all of this, but rather it is actually various different things like an increase within choice that's occurring within modern day society, known as cosmopolitanism. Okay, so there's another view known as the clash of civilization. Sorry, I don't know why there's a full stop at the end. There's not meant to be a full stop, but rather colon. Okay, so Huntington, another sociologist, argues that globalization causes a lack of identity to take place. As a result of globalization, if I live in the US and there's someone who lives in the UK, and constantly I keep moving through due to globalization to the UK from the US, and when I do this, I take my views, American views, for example, to the UK. As a result, lots of people change with me, and as a result, the UK identity begins to lose. When such identity is lost, culture, traditions, beliefs, practices is lost, then again it causes this clash. Think of it like a magnet, it repels. It causes this clash known as civilization. And this causes a lot of different consequences. Examples could be like the 9/11, but Huntington does not agree with that view. Armstrong argues that the US constantly come into the boundaries of Islam. As a result, you could argue that that's why things like the 9/11 or other terrorist attacks do occur. So this is just a simple view that it is actually people losing identity. As a result, they're losing their identity, they're losing their culture, they don't know what to do. As a result, it causes events like the 9/11. However, there are criticisms to this, and these criticisms could be Harry and Chippendale, who argues that you talking about the 9/11 is quite racist, and you cannot just dispose it to one particular individual. There are various other individuals within there who are involved. So you can use that as an example. So I apologize if in this slide in particular I have hurted or any sentiments of any individuals, which I don't mean to do because this is just the theory. So this is just the theory, just remember it and you just get an easy mark if you remember all of this within your exam, because it's a very easy concept to actually understand. So far we've learned at the fundamentalist perspective, looked at the fundamentalist perspective, and I advise you to go by this slide by slide, learn slide 1, then go to slide 2, and then build it up from there, because if you don't understand the first few slides, then it'll be very difficult to understand the clash of civilization and the stuff that we've just looked at. Next video, I'll be looking at ethnicity and gender. Till then, just do not forget to revise, rest, test and repeat yourself. The content not only in this video, but all other previous videos which I've recorded, made a playlist so that navigation is made much easier for you. So again, I'm on Instagram, so please follow me. There is a name tag which you can just quickly scan for you who have good technology skills. However, for those who just do not have good technology skills, on the search bar just type revision hub _ Jazzy J. You'll find me there. Key icon will be that little smiley there. So please follow me. Enough followers will enable me to do things online, much more interactive, much more fun, because right now I think I'm just reading off slides and just explaining stuff. It's only through, I think, Instagram that we can make it more animated and try something new. So that's my view. So let's see if you guys follow. Do not forget to like, subscribe. There'll be a small smiling on the side again. If you're happy with the content you've received, if you're happy with me, if you're happy the way I'm explaining stuff, please press the smiley and click subscribe. Please do that now if you feel so. I hope you guys have all subscribed to my channel. Do not forget to comment in the comment section if you're unsure about anything, if you want me to do videos on a particular thing. So please let me know. And please press the bell icon to never miss my video. Till then, just do not forget to keep revising, keep testing, keep repeating yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in to Revision Hub with Jazzy J.